Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Gecko. Today we're going to be doing a Breaking Bad tier list. What that means is we're going to be doing a small breakdown and ranking of every single character based on how much I like them and how good of a character I think they are. This is mostly going to be focusing on Breaking Bad and not really Better Call Saul because I've only gotten like some of the way through it. I'm like on season 2, 3 area when I left off. If you enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's a small channel, so any sort of engagement helps, and it's highly appreciated. But anyways, let's get right into it. The world of Breaking Bad is very action. Like very fast-paced, very a lot going on. I'd say like once you get past season 1, it's one of the most like fast-paced shows where you only have like I can't even think if there's full filler episodes. Like, the only one I can think of is The Fly, right? But through those action-packed stories and the very focusing on the more stuff going on, you still get these character-driven narratives that drive the story and really make you stay invested and care about it. And, I mean, honestly, I feel like the writing is what makes the show. If the writing wasn't as good as it is, it wouldn't be as highly praised as it is. But the characters being as enjoyable and as sometimes intentionally unenjoyable as they are, it really is what makes Breaking Bad so Breaking Bad, you know? I've heard that Better Call Saul dives into this even further. Like I said, I've only seen some of it, and it's definitely a lot slower of a show. Without further ado, I do think we should go ahead and get started with this, though. First one up is Walter White. Now, Walter White is one of the greatest written quote-unquote protagonist of all time, where like at the start of the show you sympathize with him so much and you really feel for him, and then as time goes on his ego starts to show and you really start to see the character he really is. And I mean, shout out to Bryan Cranston, man. He did such an incredible job in the role. And I don't know if you've ever seen Malcolm in the Middle, but Hal is also an incredible role he's done. And early on in Breaking Bad, you get that kind of Hal, except he's about to fall off kind of vibe with all the, you know, a very difficult life. Like, not a very fun life, it seems. And you sympathize with him so much, and then the time goes on, and it just gets more evil and more ego-driven. And over time, Walt, you slowly start to dislike him more and more. If this was just going purely on how much I liked him, I couldn't say he would be getting the rating he's going to, but you have to give Walter White an S+. There's just nowhere else to put it. I mean, some of the most iconic scenes in TV history, you know?
I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
And as much as I can say that his character's not my favorite at times, and I personally don't feel myself pulling for him, I still can appreciate how well the character is written. And like I said at the start of this video, this is not just how much I like a character, this is how good a character is in my opinion. One more thing before the next one as well. For the tier list, usually I would do just S, A, B, C, D. I don't even know if I'd usually do an S, it might just be A. But for Breaking Bad, the characters are just so good, it's not really fair to do it, because it's just going to be everybody's A tier, you know, there's no B tier characters then. Or I'd be doing stupid stuff like making incredible characters B tier characters, you know. So, S+, S, A, B, I thought that was the most fair way to do it. But anyways, we go on to Jesse Pinkman, who honestly, I have to say, is my favorite character in the show. I can't even spoil on the rating too much there because, I mean, Jesse, he's just too likable. He's so relatable in so many ways, whether it's you relating personally or you relating him to somebody you know or somebody in your family. Jesse's just such a likable character. The writing of his character, the arcs he goes through, it really is just it's almost difficult to begin with how good of a character Jesse is. I wish we had more time so I could go into it further, but I had to start with all the heavy hitters immediately. Next up we got Gus Fring. Now, Gus is also going to probably go in S+ tier, and it's just because of how good of a character he is. Villain-wise, there's not many better villains in the history of television, let alone Like, I mean, you have competitors in the Breaking Bad universe, but overall, Gus is just way too, like, when you first get introduced to him, you hype him up in your head as this so untouchable guy, and it's another level, and it's not on the same stuff. And then by the end, whenever he's dying, it's like you could see it's just gotten way off the rails, way out of control. And I don't know, the arc Gus goes through, the everything, on top of just how great his character is and how safe he is and how so much Gus is just such a good character, man. It's hard to give him anything other than S plus tier. Now we're almost done with the heavy heaters. Now we're almost done with the heavy hitters. I did pack the front of this list up, but next up we're gonna go Mike Ehrmantraut, which also has to be an S plus. I mean, there's nowhere else you could put him really. Mike is just, man, of everybody I watch in the show, Jesse's my favorite, right? But Mike is always the one I want to succeed the most. Like, you're always pulling for Mike. You always want the best for him, and he pulls off everything. He's so clever, and it does suck that what got him killed in the end is so stupid, man. And I don't know, his death scene is definitely one of the hardest hitters in the entire show. But man, Mike is an incredible character. It's hard to put him anywhere but S plus tier. Of the little bit of Better Call Saul I've seen, some of the Mike parts are literally some of the best ones. Like, I guess we are spoiling in this video. So like that one scene whenever he's at Tuco at the car.
One lucky old man. The hell? Let go! Let go! That all you got?
The scene just speaks for itself. I almost can't even put it into words. But yeah, Mike, incredible. Now with our final two heavy hitters, we next have Asac Schrader, or Hank Schrader. Now, Hank is definitely a jerk at times.
Damn. Chick's got an ass like an onion. Makes me want to cry.
He's not the most fun character to watch in every scene.
You ordering a new rock?
I'm bidding on a new mineral.
And sometimes he's the most uncomfortable part, and then other times he's the only thing saving the show. I mean, he's so funny sometimes, and it's so hard not to like him, especially when he's on the side of genuine good. Like Hank's death scene, I was just talking about Mike's, but Hank's might be my favorite.
You're too stupid to see. You made up his mind 10 minutes ago. Do what you're gonna do.
But Hank is just too good of a character, man. It's hard to rank him anything other than S plus tier. But next up we got Jimmy McGill, Mr. Saul Goodman. Now, Saul, I mean, objectively, because this is also a ranking of how good of a character they are, I can't put him anything lower than S plus. However, personally, Saul's about an SA tier character for me. I'd say probably same for Hank, and probably, honestly, same for Gus, too. As far as personally I like them. But as a how good of characters they are, Saul, it's just too well written, man. Like, I haven't even finished Better Call Saul, and I am still so invested in this man's backstory and how he became who he is now. And Saul's storyline just speaks for itself, man. They went all out on it. Bob Odenkirk, like, there's genuinely not a better actor that could play Saul Goodman. He's too good at what he does. Now we start getting down to some of the lower tier characters, finally getting away from S+. Had to get my YouTube shorts out the way, sorry. But next up we got Badger. Now, Badger, really funny character, I can't lie. Badger, he's one of the ones you're looking forward to seeing on screen, you know? But in the same sentence, as to how good of a character he is, he doesn't add as much to the show as somebody like Walter does. Which, like, yeah, he's the main character, but it's a tier list. We gotta have some sort of ranking here. I can't just put all these people S tier because they're, you know, great characters. And if we're going how much I like him, I'd probably give Badger a solid S tier. But I was gonna argue for A tier, but I convinced myself he's gotta go S. With a real A tier, we gotta go with Combo. Now, Combo, he died pretty early on, and we didn't really get to see his full potential as a character. However, when Combo was on screen, he was pretty funny, which is, I mean, honestly all you can ask for at times. Especially when it's like such an action-packed show, getting these not gag characters, but characters who got a sense of humor to them, like Jesse's friends. They're all gonna end up getting ranked highly, and it's just because they're funny characters. Now, if we're talking how good of a character's writing is, Gale would have to go pretty high. But because this is mixing in how much I like him, I mean, honestly, we might have to go C tier for Gale. Gale is so annoying, man. Like, there's so many times on screen where I'm just uncomfortable, or it's just... And I will say, the actor does an incredible job, and the feel that they're trying to go for with Gale, they nail it, and you really do feel uncomfortable watching him. However, does that make me like him as a character? Not particularly. So Gale's gotta go C tier. Hector Salamanca, Hector I should say, he's also, yeah, just because of how good the writing is, it bumps it up. I was gonna say because of how much I like him, we'll go Combo tier, but his writing is incredible, and he's funny. He's got some of the funniest scenes in the whole show, and on top of that, his death is one of the most meaningful in the whole show. I mean, but I will say I'm not happy when every time Hector's on screen. He's not a character I'm looking forward to, and he's far from my favorite Salamanca, but he's still a great character. Now, we have Holly White. Holly's got to be an immediate F tier character. I mean, just no development, doesn't grow at all throughout the series. I mean, can you think of any character development Holly has? There's just not any relevant character development to me, and on top of that, I just don't like her. So I feel like F tier is the only place you can go for Holly. And now, immediate, almost top of S plus tier. These are not in order, by the way, but we gotta go with Huel. Huel is just too funny, man. He's genuinely one of the funniest in the whole show. And you know what, while we're here, we gotta grab his partner too. I forget his name, but Bill Burr, incredibly funny guy, okay? These two as a duo in the show, they're some of the best scenes, man. That is some of the definition of comedic relief, and they still get their job done. And on top of that, Huel has some of the best Better Call Saul scenes, and it's like, you just can't go anywhere but S plus for this duo. S plus for Huel and S for Bill Burr. But yeah. Next up, we got Uncle Jack, which I will say I do think is a very good, very well written villain. However, as a character, he's not somebody I like particularly. I'm throwing so hard. Oh yeah, no, they all went back in the OG order too. Yeah, we're cooked. Alright, we're back. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, I was on Uncle Jack. Sorry, the whole list got cooked. But Uncle Jack, I mean, obviously not a very likable character. He's literally a neo-Nazi now. As a villain, written pretty well. I do love the way some scenes, like for example, whenever he died, and he's very clearly dead, he's not going to live this no matter what Walter does, and he's still going to try to negotiate, or I don't know if he was going to try to pull a fast one or what, but he wasn't surviving that, and it's it comes off super pathetic, and then he gets cut off mid-sentence just like Hank, and it's just such a perfect scene, man. It's hard to get better than that. But we will be grabbing as I want to now, because the order's kind of fried. So let's go with another F tier character right next to Holly. Let's go with Skyler. Now, Skyler, I mean, I could just play the Ted birthday scene and not have to say anything. But Skyler is one of the most annoying. Like, if you're watching this show, I will say you're almost guaranteed to dislike Skyler, and it's because she is written great, and she's written in a way to move the plot, and there's only a couple things that I'd say writing-wise are mistakes with Skyler. However, as enjoyability of a character, because of what she was doing to progress the plot, she's just tanks her rating. F tier is the only place for Skyler. Now, if we're to let's talk about some other stupid children here. Brock, another F tier character. I mean, well, what does Brock add to the show, man? He's just a little child. I mean, he almost gets put in Walter White's Fortnite montage, but beyond that, I mean, he's just a little kid. Low-key kind of dumb, you know? It's like, whatever. Now, this might be a surprise based on where I rank Skyler, but Marie, she's not an F tier character. Marie's definitely a D tier character to me, because she's almost as annoying as Skyler, and sometimes she's more annoying than Skyler, but a lot of the times, I'm happy to see a Marie scene. It's not something I'm like, ew, you know? Like, it's like, hey, there you go. But other times, I will say it's downright childish. And it's tough, man. Tough for sure. But finally a child we're gonna rank okay. Let's go with Walter Jr. Now, Walter Jr., great written character. However, I just don't enjoy Walter Jr. that much. I mean, I was subconsciously on Walter's side for a lot of the show, as I feel like the show intends you to be. Like, it's written in a way for you not to be on Walter's side, but subconsciously you're rooting for the protagonist, you know? And some of the stuff where Walter Jr., like, I don't know, it's very clear he doesn't want anything to do with his father. And, like, that one scene where Skyler pulled a knife and he blames Walter immediately, and, like, I don't know. It's a lot, you know? Walter's gotta be B tier. Flynn, I should say. Yeah, Flynn, you're B tier, buddy. B tier boy. Ooh, speaking of awful characters, Bogdan. Yeah, I mean, he does his job. However, well, I mean, does he do his job? But he does his job as a character. He's just not that interesting. He's not that fun. He's very insufferable. He's very not fun to watch. And I think that's everything an F tier character stacks up to be. I mean, you could argue D, but that's the highest I'd go with him. Now, alright, let's finally start going in order a little more. This random meth head, I forget his name. It's not Tucker, it's the guy who kept screaming about Tucker. Now, I will say this scene, one of my favorite Jesse scenes, I can't lie. And the way, like, in his eyes, you could see he was a meth head. They did that so well, man. It's almost next level. Overall, as a character, I mean, he doesn't really do that much for the show. He's probably like a D tier. But that scene, just incredible, man. Speaking of clips, we have the I have no idea what this guy's name is. Your Heisenberg guy. Say my name. That guy, you know? He's got to go the same tier as the meth head. It's a cool moment, but he doesn't, I don't really care about him outside of that. I couldn't tell you his first name, you know? Rhyming with name, we got Jane. Jane is I will say, I was very much hoping in the Jesse Jane arc, and the way they built it up too, I thought it was going to be a long-term thing over the show, and Jane's death scene is heartbreaking, man. That's one I know I'm not going to play in the video. That scene is hard to get through, and I mean, it's hard to not go combo tier because she died off so early, But, I mean, for one, I enjoy her character, and her character's importance to Jesse's arc is insurmountable. Jesse would have been an entirely different character had Jane not been in the show, you know? So, she's got to be an S tier. Next, we got the twins. Incredible villains, incredibly intimidating. Outside of that, I mean, die quick, not that interesting. That one scene in the hospital is cool, but like, C tier characters. C tier. Next up, we got Skinny Pete. Skinny Pete is a very funny character. Oh, you almost gotta go Huel S tier because of how funny he is, but we do have to go. Sorry, Huel S plus, but we do have to go Bill Burr S because he's just not as funny. I will say he has some of the highest highs of the show. However, in the same sentence, I'm not happy every time there's a Skinny Pete scene. I mean, some people hype him up, but he misses sometimes, man. Let's be real. But next up, we got Gomez. Now, Gomez, I will say, extremely underrated character. Gomez is almost an immediate S tier. I am almost happy every time Gomez is on screen, and he plays his role perfectly, exactly what he's supposed to do. He does to the fullest. The fact that he's one of the few casualties that are very, close to home, is something that was incredibly unexpected too. I mean, I wouldn't, at the start of the show, if you told me Agent Gomez was dying, I would not have said, But Agent Gomez, a character I enjoy a lot, and a character that's got to be in my S tier. Now, speaking of a character I don't enjoy a lot, let's put Ted right next to Skyler for that birthday scene. But, yeah, Ted's just not a very enjoyable character. I mean, Ted's going to be in everybody's F tier. I mean, you could almost add another tier just for Ted. I can't lie to you. Ted is no longer in F tier. Ted is now in Ted tier because Ted is awful. And I don't know how anybody can enjoy Ted. I mean, alright, next up we have Todd. And Todd, I will say, he is just too incredibly written. Like, you gotta go S plus just because of how well written he is. And honestly, I'd say all these are S plus because of how well written they are, except like Huel. But Todd, he's just, man, they capture what he's supposed to be so perfectly. I can't. He's not a character I enjoy a lot, and he's not somebody I'm particularly happy when he's on screen, and he still gets S plus because he's just too perfect. And for the final character I will be ranking today, it will be, we'll go with Tuco. Yeah, you knew Tuco was coming, come on. Now, Tuco is probably, I've probably said this 4 times this episode, but Tuco has to be my favorite villain. I mean, he's just, for one, he's there for the early scenes, so when you get hooked to the show, you're getting hooked to the Tuco parts. But I mean, man, he does his role so perfectly. You really think Tuco's crazy. And on top of that, he'll negotiate, and it's just, I don't know. Tuco's gotta be S plus. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, I would very much appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It means so much to the channel, and it means even more to me. And yeah, if you like this TV show style content, I've never done anything like this before. Like, I've done a tier list before, but I've never done anything TV show style. I'll probably throw some clips in here too. So definitely going to be interesting to see if it's going to isolate the audience, and this is going to be something people are not interested in, or if this is something that goes along with what I've been doing. So we shall see. But anyways, hope you enjoyed.
What we do here is go back.